Gentlemen, I'm going to have you come up now if you're willing, and then we'll go back to those who are in support of the bill.
I really lucked out, Senator. Thank you. I hadn't expected that. My name is Chris Miller. I live in Gray. I'm a half farmer and a half writer. I used to be an internet service provider. I know a lot about databases and how databases work. I'm speaking neither for nor against this bill, but I should say that I collected more than 1,000 of the signatures in there. I'm speaking neither for nor against this bill because I don't think it's going to matter when all is said and done. I'm sorry that I've reached that point. I was one of the complainants on the case NSA, PUC, Verizon. The state of Maine caved. The last time I went into a federal building was in Bangor to watch the state of Maine roll over and play dead. That was, yeah, it leaves me angry. But let me talk a little bit about, oh, first of all, Senator Damon, I want to thank you very much for introducing the bill on marriage equality. What does that have to do with this, you might be wondering? Former Director Chertoff spoke about how, he boasted about how no one will be able to get government services, health care, a bank account, or a job without RealID. Commissioner Jordan just spoke about how you can't get a mortgage, doesn't want people to get a mortgage, student loans without RealID. The fundamental precept of our economic time of modernity is that your political life is separate from your economic life. RealID makes a mockery of that. RealID is a checkpoint society. When you have to have RealID to get a student loan, when you have to have RealID, why not to go to Hannaford's to buy food? Why not, if you're in Hannaford's, are you getting pulled over because you got a traffic ticket? Who knows? That's just about that far away. Like I said, I did databases for a long, long time. And if you've got a remote readable chip in your card, you're dead meat. It's not at the border where they want to get you, it's when you're driving around. The whole society becomes a checkpoint society. I sound paranoid, I am. Why is this happening? This is what I really want to talk about, and this is what's in my written testimony here. We're running out of stuff. The world has hit limits, real limits. There's not enough to go around. The rising tide, it's failing, it's falling. So, who's going to decide who gets what? What is fair? How do we make those decisions? Thank you. That's what RealID is about. It's not about protecting us from terrorists. It's not about safety. It's about resources and controlling who gets what. It's as simple as that. Sadly, this bill will get vetoed if it somehow manages to pass. I'm a cynic that way. I want to tell one final story about one of the experiences I had on Kettle Cove collecting signatures. I had was talking to this gentleman. He was sitting at the park bench, and he was livid. He was telling me how that fat woman over there that I just got to sign didn't know shit. That was his words. How this was critical to his doing business, to the way he made his money. He said he couldn't get on an airline without RealID. Now, why in the world your driver's license is your ID is a whole other thing. That's just a weird conflation. It's a great phrase. I think you used that, conflation. But anyway, so when I realized, listening to him talk about that, he wants me to give up my rights for his convenience so he can make money. I don't buy that. That doesn't work for me. It didn't work for that fat woman over there either, because she was an osteopath, ran about a 15 doctor practice out in Oxford Hills. She was a bright woman. She was asking me, what do we do about corporate health care? And when do we do the petition on that? And can she help? So this whole thing about authority, about being in control, about power, about doing it for my convenience, which is what you're going to hear a lot of people advocate. I want to be able to get on a plane easily. You got to give up your rights. And like I say, I'm a database guy. I know about databases, and I don't want to give up any of them. Thank you.
Mr. Miller, thank you very much. Is there any questions for Mr. Miller? Seeing none, thank you for your testimony.